I agree.
I'm failing on my no caffeine.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I like coffee way too much. Fuck.
You need to resort to like tea or something.
That's still caffeine.
I mean, yeah, I've heard
It's natural
people,
though.
So is coffee. Coffee's natural. But
yeah, but
okay.
like,
I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit caffeine for like a month to get it completely out of my system.
Mm.
I still don't want to drink like soda or Red Bull, which I haven't. I haven't done that.
that's good.
But I like coffee too much to fully quit.
Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. It's weird to me because I feel like out of all the caffeinated drinks, like coffee is one of the most bitter.
Really? Oh, I guess it is, but it's an
Yeah,
acquired taste.
It's like drinking beer.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people
Okay, yeah.
don't like coffee, but a lot do.
I used to hate beer, and
Same. I thought I was allergic to it.
I hate that I don't hate it.
What?
Don't even ask me about that story.
What the fuck?
Okay,
All
so
right.
basically in high school,
This dude.
basically I used to say to everybody that I was allergic to beer when I just really hated the taste.
Really?
So I had to
but
come up
like-
with something to like.
Well, yeah. So like,
I don't want to
people
fucking
won't-
drink that.
Well, yeah, and
Give
like,
me twisted tea or something.
that way people won't like apply pressure. Like, what the fuck do you
That's
mean, bro?
true.
It's
Well,
just
right,
beer.
yeah.
Bro, why are you being such a square? All right, I'm allergic to having fun. Oh, that's reasonable.
I'd rather just drink vodka or something. I don't know.
Dude, yeah. I try not to drink all the time, but if I do drink, I try to make it
Dos
hard.
Cegas looking at us. If I do drink, I prefer Dos Cegas looking at us.
I don't drink all the time, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis.
Stay thirsty.
I'm lost.
That's
I don't
like
know.
the one thing. Oh, you never saw those commercials?
The Dos Equis
No.
commercials?
No.
Like, I imagine he's probably a famous dude that I have no, like, famous Italian or whatever. the hell,
Okay,
that I have
so
no idea who he is.
low key, I actually have no idea who
Yeah,
he
me
is.
neither. But it's just
But,
like,
like-
this really suave looking like old man, and he's just like, I don't always drink, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis.
His accent is like way better than our friends over here.
Yeah, no, mine's horrible.
But,
Stay
you know,
thirsty, my friends.
That's one
Thirsty
thing.
It's
Thursday.
good marketing,
Yeah.
100%.
Well, yeah, because this man's been thirsty since the commercial came out.
I've never even had a Dos Equis. Is it like a
I'm
Modelo?
not talking about beer, my boy.
Oh. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Playin By Ear. That was kind of a weird, cold intro to this.
It was a lukewarm opening.
Yeah, lukewarm opening to whatever the hell this is going to end up being. And I mean, that's okay. I mean, we kind of have ideas of what this is. But for the first little while here, we're just going to be figuring it out as we go. So excuse us if there's any cringeness or weirdness or
They're
lack of speaking or lack of flow. We're all trying to figure out how
Don't
to.
judge us, basically.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
don't judge us,
hey,
dude.
we're
Come
new
on,
at
bro.
this. Come on.
I'm sorry, I'm like already judging. Cringeness is not a word. It's just cringe.
All right, dude.
Got a good point.
It's
right.
literally just cringe, I feel like.
All right, Mr. Dictionary. I'm just saying. I'm
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No,
Cringe, cringe-iness.
do you, man. All right.
I'll do me. But yeah, we are here.
Right now, we are.
We are.
We are
currently,
in this present moment.
in this
I mean,
present moment.
what do you want to do with it?
Talk. I think.
Me too.
Yeah.
I have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Do you?
Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Oh. No, I'm scared.
Spotlight's
Hi,
on me
guys. I'm Keegan. We'll leave it at that for now.
for now. Fair enough.
Pass it on to my
Take
boy
one,
right here.
pass it around.
What it do, guys? It's Xavier. I'm just trying to be an artist, man.
Just vibing.
It's the best I can do.
What's up?
Fucking-
This is not an interrogation. This is a. This is me as a host of a podcast. And who am I? My name's Delsin. I'm a up and coming musician and possibly streamer if I ever get rid of that potato PC of mine. We'll see.
Yeah.
But right now we're just starting with this and seeing where it goes. Don't ask about the eye thing. Like you're not allowed to see my eyes.
Yeah, I've seen them.
You can. Well, that's because you're special to me.
But
Well, okay.
You guys,
You don't gotta say it like
no,
that.
but
that's really cute.
yeah. Well, you're special to me too. You're special.
You're special.
I am. No, you guys can see my fucking eyes when you earn my eyes. All right, that's it.
Guys are gonna be entranced.
I'm like a what is it? A gorgon?
I do think that people want to know how we know each other.
Well, I guess I'm the newest one to the scene of knowing you guys. I met you guys. We all work together at an undisclosed company.
Undisclosed location.
Yeah, it's a CIA black site. Sorry. And I joined the force, as they say, about 6-ish months ago, and I met you two fools, and well, here we are.
Yeah, me and this guy, we're always talking. We just be at work talking about like space rocks and shit, or like whatever we saw on Netflix last night, or usually just like the creepy side of YouTube. So like, we just naturally thought, you know what, we wanted to talk to each other anyway. And this guy actually had like real experience, so like, fuck it.
You put 2 and 2 together, you make one thing. You know.
Yeah.
We're trying.
And what are we trying for? So Playin By Ear is the name that we kind of came up with, because we're 3 people that are just trying to level ourselves up in life and try to become independently successful. And I guess
we all basically want to obtain the same lifestyle in a way.
Yeah, we don't want to keep working for this undisclosed company that's definitely a CIA black site, because you know the hours are rough. You know, they treat you. They don't really tell you what your next assignment is, and it's rough. You know, there's a lot of mud involved too. I don't know why, but
yeah, we come home dirty for like no good reason.
Yeah, it's smelling like toxic chemicals. Yeah, it's probably nuclear.
It's rough out here.
Probably have cancer.
I come home smelling like this guy.
Hey. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I've been doing a lot of thinking about, you know, when said CIA black site or whatever we decided to call it, when they offered us about 2 weeks off not too long ago.
Sure.
And gave us like 3 days to think about what we would do to earn money in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They were like, I don't know. Basically, our company offered us 2 weeks layoff, like voluntary, right?
Yeah.
And basically, only the kids who still live at home really got to take advantage of it.
Because they don't have bills.
Yeah.
Families.
They still live with their parents. It's a lot easier for
Lucky
them.
fucks.
And none of us live with our parents anymore.
I want to preface this by saying, if you are living with your parents, kudos to you, my guy.
Yeah, if
it's not a bad thing.
If it's a good enough situation,
Yeah.
and you can like maintain a relatively decent relationship. I know relationship with your parents is always easier after you move
That's
out.
another episode.
But yeah, but if you can manage that, yeah, definitely, especially in this economy, yeah, stay there as long as you can. Save that money.
As long as you're actually saving money by staying there, because I was paying rent. I was paying rent when I lived with my dad, so like, didn't really. At the time, I didn't think it made much sense to stay there.
My dad wanted me to pay rent, but I'm like, what you gonna do if I don't, huh? What you gonna do?
Kick you out?
And I didn't. No, he didn't kick me out.
Oh.
So
Wow, you called his whole bluff. That's wild.
I did. I'm like, bro, this space one's being unused. I'm gonna live in it, all right? Bet.
Bet.
No, I like picked up around like the house. You know, I did like chores and shit. I paid my way.
You kept your own.
Yeah, like I bought my own food and shit. So, it's pretty bad. You know, I was actually, if we're talking about our come ups, I was actually thinking recently how when I lived in that basement, you know, I'm 23 now, right? Just turned 23, and when I was I was living in that basement when I was 19, and I was thinking, I realized that was the last time I was like really creative when it came to my craft of music making. Like, cause I had a basement alone, and I made so much stuff. I made like some of my favorite songs. I recorded a cover. You know,
Hell yeah.
like I tried to learn how to use like software. I would just like, I have countless of videos on my phone of just like weird like little riffs I came up with that I never used. But ever since I moved out of there, I feel, at least the excuse in my head that I've placed on it, of I've always lived with a roommate after that.
Oh, so you like kind of get like camera shy around.
Yeah, it's because like paper thin walls and shit. And like music is a very vulnerable thing to me.
Yeah, and you don't want to be like in one room pouring your heart out, and your roommate bangs on the wall like, shut the fuck up.
Either that or just like knowing that he can hear me, you know. And like I've only like increased my number of roommates I've lived with, so it's hard to find that like alone time. I guess.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my dad was there, but I didn't give a shit.
It's like,
mainly because like I would do it late at night, and my dad lived on like the top floor because there was 3 floors, and I lived in the basement, and he was on the 3rd floor.
Oh, that must be nice.
Dude, the 3rd floor was literally just a bedroom. Like it wasn't much. There's no
attic.
loft or some shit.
An attic room.
Essentially,
Yeah.
it was literally just a bedroom and like a bathroom. But like since he was all the way up there, I was like, well, I'm in the basement, so if I'm singing, like he can probably barely hear me, if that, because he's got a TV in his room and shit too. So I was very comfortable there. Plus, I think it was like my safe space because I lived in that house my whole life.
Hey, that safe space is important though.
Yeah.
You know? Once you don't have that, it's actually like really hard to maintain like that same level of creativity.
Yeah.
Because you like, I don't know, it's like it's hard to find a place where you can actually like just be you and not worry about anybody else.
That's precisely it.
Well, yeah. Staring into my friends' souls, everyone.
Yeah, dude, it's something that I've tried to work on recently, especially because like I don't know, meeting these guys and like this whole idea of starting this podcast is really like reignited like some sparks into me, and I'm hoping to try to get that train going of music again and just trying to like make my own safe space again.
Well, I'm glad I could help you with that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we can. Me and Keegan are gonna help you get that train going.
I hope so.
We can all hop on. We are right now. You know,
we're on the train.
You're on my
We're
train,
just
dude?
waiting for you, man.
I'm on the caboose. Come on, I'm at the end.
You're the caboose. See, I could never caboose. I'd have to.
That's cabbage in Russian, I think. Kabusi?
Russian?
Were you about to say Siberian?
I was about
to. As if Siberia is not.
That's why I said Russian. Yeah,
okay,
Kabusi is cabbage
right.
in Russian, I believe.
I did not know that.
Kabusi.
We should have Sully pull that up.
Sully,
pull that up.
can you pull that up?
Kabusi!
He's like, huh? What? He's just upstairs. He's like,
He just
was I
shivers.
summoned?
Gets like a weird
Get your ass
shiver,
down here. Come on.
No, but I guess my first stop on this train is making the theme song to this podcast, and obviously you've already heard it because this is the first episode. But let me know.
At time of recording, we do not have it done yet.
No, we do not.
We don't have anything done.
You know, I know
besides this
I know
room.
what I want to do for it. I have the riff, but I want a talk box. Because at the end of the riff, I want to go like Playin By Ear, you know.
Little Playin By Ear.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Dude, that was bad. Shut up.
Oh man.
SpongeBob looking ass.
Yeah, please don't do that.
No, but it'd be a talk box, so it sound a lot better.
Yeah, I don't know. It should
Waiting
be
for
fine.
waiting for payday from the, you know, for being a CIA government like company, like they don't pay like that well, and like
Nah.
I go out here like doing like assassin, like, and that doesn't pay well like at all. You'd be surprised on how well it does not pay.
We gotta just know our job involves a lot of picking up very, very heavy, undisclosed objects and putting them places that they weren't originally.
Don't give them any more clues. I think we should stop right there.
Stop. Tell me about you.
About me,
Yeah, what do you're kind of like
I don't really have an idea.
I don't want to say like outlier, but like he wants to be
an artist. I
want to
be a musician, streamer. What am I?
What are you?
I don't know.
What are you?
That's my answer. I don't know yet, and this is my journey.
And you're figuring it out.
Find that out. You know, we're just gonna figure it out.
Fuck yeah.
What's that thing earlier you were talking about with writing? There's like there always has to be one person that's not in the know to be like a vehicle for the audience. I feel like
basically.
he's kind of in a sense.
Yeah, and
that makes sense.
Basically, yeah, in our scenario we have like I tried basically for our little setup here, we have a stand-in for just about everybody, like the musicians, like you kind of have like an insight on how you've been progressing in the music world and like what you need to do. And then there's me. I try to stay in the drawing/art world. I try to stay plugged in as much as I can, especially with black art. That's just real. But like just in general art, anything new and refreshing. But and then we have my man's over here who knows for a fact he does not want to lift heavy objects and put them in undisclosed locations the rest of his life. Yeah. So,
but what do you want to do? And he's figuring it out. He's playing it by ear.
Exactly, and that's what this podcast is all about.
Sully, drumroll.
Now go. You know, that's such a broad question when you ask me that too. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to have one set skill. Sure. That's my big thing. I want to be kind of like a jack of all trades in a way.
Keegan of all trades,
exactly. Yeah. Maybe Keegan freaking Johnson.
Hell yeah.
You know, I want that title just because I want to be that person that knows how to do everything.
Right.
Keegan F. Johnson, the guy that can do damn near anything.
Yeah.
I can do it all.
I guess in a broad sense, you definitely want to be like some sort of content creator.
I've always wanted to be into content, but I just never took the step forward to figure out how I want
what to. Like niche or
niche I would and I never took the time to learn, and now is my time.
Now is your time.
I think now is my time.
I am your master Uguay. I will teach you the all things editing and trying to boom, put a little explosion there. Nice. I mean
that pretty much sums up what I want out of this. I want to be somebody that somebody can relate to in a way, because there are a lot of people who don't know what they want in life at all. Especially, and it can be any age. It could be 18.
And how old are you?
It could be 45. Oh, yeah. I'm 21. If anybody was wondering.
You know,
literally the biggest among us here.
I know.
Come on now.
You look older than both of us. I feel.
Do I really?
I think it's the beard.
I don't have it anymore. It's
most definitely the beard.
You kind of have it.
It's no longer.
There's a little something.
Shaved all of them off last night.
What do you mean all of them?
I didn't shave one hair.
You got a whole ass fucking face. Like
I trimmed them.
You trimmed them. Yeah. Like this is what I have is like 5 days without shaving, and I just got like
5 days. That's like that. 2 weeks for me.
Really?
That's crazy.
Damn. It's annoying because I'll shave it, and literally 12 hours later, I can feel pokies. I'm like, fuck. Sucks.
Well, do you shave like with or against the grain?
Against.
You're going to get ingrowns, bro.
Probably.
You're not supposed to shave against the grain.
Well, I go with it for the most part, but if I want it, I mean, the only way to get a clean
like
shave.
The clean, the baby's ass face.
Yeah, I do that every now and then. I usually just trim it though. I want to get like an actual like electric trimmer, but once again, CIA black site don't pay that much.
I know, right? Nobody seems to love us that much around Christmas time.
No. What did we get this year? We got chairs for $15.
We got shafted. That's what we fucking got.
Yeah, we got the big dick.
Nah, can we just talk about what it's like what Christmas feels like at this stage in our lives, right?
Sure.
Like, you guys don't have kids. I have a kid, so I mean,
the dog.
It's close enough, right?
Yeah.
And you live with enough dogs, you know what they're like. But like, I don't know. Do you guys get like dog treats or anything for Christmas, or anything for the dogs or anything?
Yeah, I got my dog a bone and some treats. in a toy.
My dog's already pretty spoiled, low key. Like he's already
Fair
got
enough,
plenty of toys. I guess. No, not really. You know, like he has treats, he has toys, he has what he has. I mean, he doesn't know what the hell Christmas is.
Well, okay.
I'll get him like a toy for his like birthday when that comes around. But like,
okay, so he understands his birthday, but he doesn't understand the magic of Christmas. That's what you're telling me.
He's denied that privilege. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Whose fault is that?
It's my fault.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's okay. Anyways, what's the point?
Okay. My point being, like, gift giving and receiving kind of gets shittier the older you get.
Sure.
Until sorry about that. Until you get to like the ripe age of like, or just right around like middle age, and people start buying you like socks and like cooking utensils and like shit like that. I kind of want that stuff now, like, because I'm too old for kids' gifts, and nobody can afford the gifts that I need at my age.
Sure.
But I guess I'm too young to get socks now.
Anyone want to give me a transmission for my Mixamo?
Yeah, like a little, like a transmission or some wheel spacers for my Volkswagen.
I guess the easiest thing for somebody to gift somebody like us would be like money.
Yeah. I mean, I got this jacket. I mean, or that's not to downplay this jacket. I love this jacket. But.
So, I mean, okay, I got socks for Christmas.
Oh, you got socks? So you're old enough then.
Yeah, I guess so. I was like, does that mean I'm having a midlife crisis now? Do you have to have a midlife crisis? Well, you were like midlife is what you said.
Okay, yeah, like middle age, not necessarily midlife, because midlife, unfortunately, could be
now.
Well, yeah, sure, if you want it.
Depends when you die, which you never know.
You never really know.
No.
You never know when there's another tomorrow.
Yeah, every day is not guaranteed. So
no,
that's why you should live in each moment. And
I have a question for you guys. Though.
You have a question?
I do.
Ooh.
All right.
What's up?
Have you guys ever had anything that has held you back from doing something that you want to do?
I'm gonna let you open this one up. That's a.
Do you have an example to present to the table?
Like, have you? Let's say.
Let's say
you're in a relationship and this one person is holding you back from doing what you want to do with your life.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it could be with any situation.
That's pretty deep.
I was gonna say that's really deep.
Yeah, that's a deep ass cut, dude.
You want to open it?
I mean, okay, I'm sure there's like plenty of things that have been there, but honestly, 2023, the year of no excuses. I know. I still I love it too much. Honestly, the biggest thing holding myself back is me. To be real honest with you, it sounds cliche as hell, but like
you heard it here first.
I'm the only one that's preventing me from doing what I want to do. I mean, there's some things like financial things. I gotta go to fucking work for the CIA. I'm stuck in a contract. You know, I have to do like my duties to live. Unfortunately, so that only leaves me with small blocks of time per week. But what do I do with those blocks of time? I mean, currently I've been grinding for platinum camos, like in Call of Duty. Sure, it's a way to spend my time.
It's a way.
It's a great time waster.
Yeah, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. But like,
is anything getting done?
It's not productive. No,
exactly,
100%. Yep. And that's on me.
Right.
Like I could be like producing the music for myself. I could be streaming. I could be, trying out other side hustles that I want to try to do, that I've been wanting to try to do. I could work on projects. I could fix your damn PS2 finally.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you about that.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
But we don't have to address that here.
No. But, you'll beat me up afterwards.
Yeah, I got
off camera.
My PS2, dude. Where is it? Nah, dude, your PS2 is low key clean as hell.
I know that's kind of what's pissing me off.
It pissed me off that the laser broke on. I'm like, how? This thing is like, because you got it in a box, didn't you?
Yeah, like I still had the original PS2 box. I got it all for like $50, but it was like I think the laser was defective from like day one.
Was it like slow or something?
Yeah, it was like it always read discs, but it took longer than I remember it taking when I was like 12.
Sure.
And I had a shitty one back then, so I was like,
Plus,
But that
whatever.
could also be how advanced technology is made up.
It's true.
Yeah,
Your kid
you know,
brain
like-
could have like been distorted.
oh yeah, like
the way
your,
that we
your
thought
sense
back
of
then,
time.
yeah.
Well, plus I think whatever your kid put in the disk drive didn't help.
Yeah.
I think
She
that just sent it
definitely-
to its
An
grave.
upside down
Definitely
DVD.
fucked that up.
No, it was
That's
weird,
happened
like,
a couple times.
It was a piece of plastic that was just like
Really?
shoved in it. Yeah, it was like
Yeah, it was, like,
pushing down on the
clear-
laser.
It was like clear, almost glass-like plastic. It was just like slid in there.
I don't know what it did, but it fucked it up.
I'll tell you exactly whose fault it was, though. It was fucking my fault because I left that shit plugged in when I
Damn.
left the house and expected my girl to keep her away from the fucking PlayStation.
Nope. Yeah, that's
You know-
is that your example then of what held you back?
No, that's the example of what would be called a tangent.
Sure.
Have you ever had anything hold you back from doing something that you want to do?
Yes, but unfortunately, to agree with my friend over there, it's as cliche as it sounds. It's usually you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it always is. Well, not always, but typically.
Not always, but you get, I don't know. I've been realizing it's better to like you just I really wish I could just tell people like just do what I do, man. Just don't fucking think
Right.
about it. Just don't fucking think about it cuz the longer
Yeah.
you think about it, you're going to talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
And whatever it is you're supposed to do, you're not supposed to talk yourself out of it.
Sure.
Like a lot of times we end up being our biggest obstacles, but I mean, that's also not to minimize all the other obstacles there still is.
I mean, you've been pretty good about it recently, haven't you? You've been like staying up a bit later and actually actively working on like your story and stuff that you're writing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been like better about getting on top of my shit like here recently,
Sure.
but like I'm not going to lie and say that a little bit of that what's that little energy you get, like that little fake rush of energy because like okay, time is relative, we all know that, but
Yeah.
like that new year fake rush of energy, like oh it's January, it's a new year,
Yeah.
Like the resolution
actually-
part. And
yeah, like your resolution and how you think that's actually
it's almost like a reset in a way.
Is what you
People-
tell yourself.
That's what we tell
I mean.
ourselves.
And
It's no
it
different than any other
It
day.
gets people comfortable with the idea of wanting to change, and then they end
Yeah.
up not doing it.
Because
Yeah.
they get settled into the new year and they go back to
Exactly.
their old habits. I mean, look at me. I wanted a cold turkey caffeine, and here I am drinking
Already.
coffee in my delicious Muddy mug. Not a sponsor, but it could be. Anyways,
Don't at him. What are some of our bad habits?
bad habits.
Keegan is going for the throat today.
I know. Fuck. Bad habits. I mean, my bad habits are definitely I have a really bad one. I will block out these times in my head. Be like, say, all right, like today or some shit. Be like, all right, we're gonna record the podcast, and then maybe afterwards I'm gonna go work on a project, and then for a little bit, then maybe I'll do some music, and then maybe towards the end of the day I'll like
Sure.
play some Call of Duty. My bad habit is I'll schedule that all out in my head and be like, yeah, that's perfect. But as soon as I get in the moment, I go, fuck, I don't feel like it. I'm just going to play Call of Duty now. Or I'm going to go
'Cause
watch
it's
Netflix.
comfortable.
Because it's comfortable and I'm lazy. That's precisely it. And then I say, fuck, all right, man, I'll do it tomorrow. Or shit, we have to go back to the black site tomorrow. So I'll do it next weekend. But then shit will come up. I'm like, fuck.
You've
All right,
already-
well, now my roommate's back. Now I don't feel like doing it because now, I don't know. It's
You've already
a bad habit.
you've already jumped the biggest hurdle though,
Did I?
and that's knowing and realizing,
Oh yeah,
That's true.
100%.
Being willing to admit it to yourself.
being self-aware
Yeah.
of your bad habits and your wrongdoings. I guess
I just remembered something. A little tip, I guess, since this is Playin By Ear is all about us talking about things that work for us, things that don't work for us in terms of what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
A tip that kind of worked for me, that kind of works for me. It's relative, so it could be different for everyone else. So say like you were mentioning earlier, like your projects and stuff,
Sure.
like holding yourself back. Don't talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
I found that for myself, in order to not talk myself out of it, if I have this idea that I'm really excited to do, don't tell anybody. Don't tell like don't tell your partner, don't tell your roommate, don't tell your friends.
Ooh, I can actually tell you why that is.
Why?
So there was a study done. I watched it. I saw it in a YouTube video. YouTube is amazing for everything. Use YouTube.
Fantastic.
I saw it in a YouTube's. It was a study that said a lot of people, and it's the same thing with the New Year's resolution. A lot of people never get to actually finishing their goals.
Yeah.
Because, well, okay, the human brain is like basically like the dopamine system and all that. You guys know what I mean when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But the reward system. The human brain is based on the reward system. Basically, if you're telling people about what you're going to do and you receive your praise before you do it, your brain kind of pushes back the actual goal and says you already received the praise for it.
Diminishing returns almost.
You already received your praise for it. So like, you know, you don't necessarily actually have to do it because you got admiration for the attempt.
Oh, and since I guess you get the endorphins for it, and you're like, oh yeah, that feels good, and then it takes longer for like once that starts to wear off. It's been so long since you've had the idea, and then you're like, well, shit, like now I don't have the motivation to do it. But now there's all this pressure that like, oh, where is it? And I'm like, you talk yourself out of it because you're like, fuck. Now it's like too much pressure. It's not.
Yeah,
it also ruins the chance for new ideas to come about
100%.
because once you've already reached where you want to be, you get comfortable.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, why would I set a new one when I already know what that feels like? It's not that great anymore.
But it's also aggravating because you get the bad endorphins too because you're like, shit, why can't I do this? I said I was going to do it. And like now those people waiting for me, like they know I could do it, and I know I could do it, but why aren't I doing it?
Right.
Yeah, then it turns into an anxiety type situation.
100%. And that's precisely why I didn't want this to turn into that. Because for a while there, I was starting to think, I was like, are we actually going to do this? You know, because we talked about this is, I mean, obviously we've been talking 2023.
What month did we come up with this whole idea?
Like a week or two before Thanksgiving in November.
I think that's when we first started setting up.
So, yeah.
I think
October then probably.
I think we've actually come a long way.
Like before Halloween.
Oh, we definitely come
a lot longer
than
what we actually
But
think.
it's been what? So October, it's been damn near 3 months about since we conceptualized this idea, and like there's a couple of test footage. We used to have a couch right here. It looked like ass, sounded like ass. I had to get another microphone.
That was the biggest. We were not prepared for the time.
Yeah, we had hurdles. We honestly just lucked out on these chairs like 2 days ago. You know,
we got really lucky with these chairs.
Yeah, because we were looking for chairs,
and who knows? We're probably going to upgrade as we go.
Well, the biggest thing was like, how do we find matching chairs that isn't a budget? You know, that are going to be comfortable. And these are the exact same chairs, and they're nice, they're comfy. Like I'm comfy as hell right now.
Yeah,
and it's it's cheap. You know, and I think that really like gave me that rush of motivation too. It was like, oh shit, we finally have chairs locked down. We can do this. There's nothing holding us back anymore.
Right.
And here we are.
And that was what, 5 days ago?
Not even.
And now here we are sitting down, recording, doing what we wanted to do.
Sure.
And the rest is
feels good,
up
man.
to us.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. It feels really good. And I'm happy we're here. I'm happy we're doing this. This feels right.
I gave it a 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
You got some big ass thumbs, bro.
I
got pokey thumbs.
But yeah, so that's my little tip for you guys. It might not work for you, but you know, if you haven't tried it and you have something you're passionate about, try to keep that passion on the low until you have something to show, I guess.
Yeah, don't shove it inside of you. Don't like cram it up in there and like, I don't know, I wouldn't say become a hermit over it, but like definitely just like, you know, don't try not to reward yourself too much before you've actually done the first steps, you know?
Yeah. Because it makes it harder to finish.
Yes.
And that's another thing too. I watched a YouTube video about this. Once again, YouTube, fantastic.
Yes.
It was about like, say like you have these grand projects. So like for me, I'm also like a pretty avid like video editor. Like I want to be a content creator pretty hard.
Hard as fuck.
Hard as fuck. And like so there's like film projects I want to do, both personal and like for content and what have you. But starting those, like I've had several projects that I've started, but I've never completed. And it could go for anything. And the YouTube video I watched was like, hey, just don't worry about making the project that you want to do. Try to do these little projects and don't care about the quality of them because you don't have to show them to anybody. Just complete them.
Yes.
You know,
because completion is like a whole different animal in and of itself.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't have to be good, but if you get to a point to where you're like, I'm satisfied with this, it's like a muscle memory for your brain telling you that, oh, I can complete things. It's a lot easier.
Your new standard.
Yeah, I mean, it's with anything. You just gotta train yourself.
Yes.
And it's don't get me wrong, it's hard. It's hard as fuck.
It is hard.
So hard. But
it's all about reaching new levels and getting comfortable at those levels.
Yeah.
From then on there, I mean, you can just go up.
Go up.
Just go up.
I mean, that's the idea, right? I mean,
completion itself is it is very much its own animal. Like that song that you may not fuck with, just finish it. Yeah. Literally just finish it.
Yeah.
Just to prove to yourself you can finish it.
Right.
And you will find, even if you don't like it, you finished it. So you feel better for it.
So you can move on to the next thing.
And you can finally move on. That closure is important, bro.
Yeah. And if, like, say, like, for some work, you know, like, you need to have, like, a portfolio or something, right? Because, like, with that video I watched, he was like, I started to have to build a portfolio. I'm like, oh, I have a bunch of things I could put it in. It's like, he realized that he only finished, like, 1 or 2 of them. He's like, shit, my portfolio looks like ass. But if you finish all these little things, you can throw them in your portfolio, and then people could see, like, say, an employer or whatever, and see, oh, this was like their early work, but it's clearly gotten so much better since then. You know, and they have a long laundry list of actually like completing things, and it's, I don't know,
it looks better.
I mean, I'm bad at taking my own advice, you know, but like I'm trying, you know, and that's all you can really say you're doing at the end of the day, you know.
Playing it by ear, if you will.
Yeah, playing it by. Oh, fuck.
Ugly.
Oh, that was
You almost got an accidental face reveal. That'd have been funny as fuck.
Dude, yeah, that would have sucked. I would have had to like blur it out, put Sully's face over it.
Support that.
Whoa, do you hear that? Like, do a little clip if we want.
I actually got over as a kid not being the tallest guy that I know, you know? Like, I got over being short by realizing, you know what? The NBA really ain't for me.
You had to lose that thought.
I was wondering where you're going.
And then you're like, oh, this is who I actually am.
Yeah, and I realized, you know what? It's not that big a deal. I can be an artist.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to do, because I was going to try, my stupid ass at like 8 years old was going to try to do both. I was like, first of all, I've never taken a single player turned actor seriously. So like, how would I be taken seriously or anything like that? Like,
you have to take yourself seriously
first. Are you shitting
first.
on The Rock right now, bro?
What are you talking about, dude? Okay. He's not. He's first of all, he's The Rock.
He's wrestler.
Is he even? I guess that's an athlete. Wrestlers are athletes.
Yeah,
they're more like performers, but they are athletes.
Yeah,
he's an actor.
Definitely.
Yeah, so
he's an actor.
Yeah, to a way.
Yeah, I mean the WWE is acting.
It is.
But it is
it's
also
trained,
still a lot of physical
it's trained
work. Like,
physical acting. That's what it is.
Still definitely like.
There's a word for that.
Is there?
There's a word for what There's a word for what the WWE is. Like what the
worldwide
act
entertainment.
Yeah, it's an acronym, Keegan. Sure.
I thought it was wrestling entertainment. Anyway, the word is kayfabe.
Kayfabe?
Excuse me, say that again.
Kayfabe.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie
what
to
is
you.
This, a spelling
I read
bee?
this and
the
I've
word
never
is
heard.
kayfabe. There's your sentence.
Well, if it was a spelling bee, I'd fucking fail because I don't know how to spell it, but
kayfabe.
But I do know kayfabe is basically the act where everyone in the crowd knows that this is fake.
Sure.
And the actors know it's fake, but everybody has basically, it's the silent agreement between the actors and the crowd that they will not break kayfabe or the act, basically.
Like those reality shows too.
Yes,
almost? Yeah,
that's kayfabe. That's an example of kayfabe.
really.
That's like it's like the unspoken contract between the viewer and the actor that this is fake, but you're not going to say anything.
Entertainment.
Yes, just take it in as entertainment.
Yeah, like we like the facade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So that's a word for
Do
you.
you feel like a lot of like content creators are kayfabe these days?
I feel like a lot of content creators try to rely on kayfabe without actually establishing it first.
Sure.
Like, for an example, like, basically, it's basically like how we take vloggers seriously, even though, like, if we take, like, a step back from a vlogger, why are we watching you live your life when I could be living mine?
To compare.
That's definitely true. I definitely feel like that's why vloggers are so popular.
To watch someone that has a better life than you.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'll admit I used to watch Roman Atwood. He was a prankster turned vlogger.
Family Channel.
Longest time. Yeah.
You know they actually have like 30 or something armed guards outside their house.
Yeah, they had to move houses because like their old house, like just people kept showing up to it.
Random people show up because that's what happens when you're on the internet.
Because they're like incredibly famous these days, you know. Like I remember watching him go from like this dude that just started making money off the internet doing pranks, and now he lives in a fucking like marble mansion, you know. Like he fucking sick. Made it, you know, and good for him. I haven't watched him in like years.
He's got an open relationship.
Does he?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him.
Dubs in the chat.
Yeah, Dubs in chat.
We love that.
But yeah, I used to watch him because I was like fucking 15. I'm like, damn, I'm stuck in my room with my PS3, and like the only friends I had were online friends, you know, on PS3. I didn't have any real life friends, so you know, I like to watch this insight into this dude that just had fun, you know, fill his fucking house full of fucking balls from a ball pit. Just like because he could, like,
just because you could, right?
That's dope. I mean, sure, he was like 10 years older than me, and like I think that didn't really translate to me as a kid. I was like, you know, I'm not even that age now, you know. But it's like it's just crazy, and I definitely see why people do it, like watch it. But like it is definitely, what was the word?
Kayfabe.
Kayfabe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's definitely partially that. Because as soon as those cameras turn off, I'm sure they're just...
they're completely different people. Yeah. Like, I would say where content creators fail to establish the kayfabe is where they just let people in their comments just go crazy about, like, the type of person they are, not even realizing, like, even at the end of the day, even the vloggers that are supposed to be, like, real-life content, it's still your real life spun for entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, you really think I could walk around my house every damn day with this fucking ring light in my face?
Yeah.
There's literally no way.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you there. Well, and, like, you're always, like, protruding, like, a character, too.
Yeah. Like, kayfabe has a lot to do with, like, a character.
Like, you think I'm fucking animated when I'm making mac and cheese at 2 a.m.? No, I'm just fucking...
Do you think he sleeps in his sunglasses?
The world may never know some questions. Some questions aren't meant to be answered.
So I want to know.
Does he shower with him?
Ew. I feel like you'd get like tetanus in your eye or something after a while.
Probably. Do I even have eyes though?
Well, I mean,
take them off once.
See what you did there,
pussy.
You won't.
You won't.
I could, but I might have to kill you.
That's CIA stuff, remember?
I believe you. You don't look convincing to me.
I don't have to. It's the best part.
I could stare at you and you'd believe what I say.
I don't know, bro.
It's all in the look.
It could be a Gorgon. I'll turn you into stone if you look at me.
Could somebody explain to me what a Gorgon is? I feel like I missed that particular.
It's pretty much like a mini Medusa. Like a Gorgon, like
what is it from though? Like, are you pulling that from like Harry Potter or something
specific? I'm specifically, it's like an old like like myths or whatever. Like it is like one of those
So it is
mythological creatures. But specifically, I was recently watching Wednesday.
But
it is still like an actual creature.
I've never watched that
because it was in like the old God of Wars and shit too.
Well, yeah, but like
because it's like snakes in your hair, it's like snakes for like snake hair, and turn you to stone. It's pretty much. I think it's like.
Oh, so yeah, it sounds.
Don't
like
quote
Medusa.
me. I feel like it might be like a male Medusa in a way, because Medusa is like
a
the same
male
thing.
Medusa.
Yeah, because Medusa is typically like a female.
Yeah, like
and they like she can turn you to stone. But I feel like a Gorgon is probably a little bit different. But I think it's like a male version of that because you can still turn you to stone.
Sounds similar.
Yeah.
Where's Sully when you need him? Pull this shit up.
Yeah, Sully.
I could get a lot more deep if you want.
Keep
me
your
to.
dick in your pants, right?
Okay. It's in there.
No, I mean you can. That's the one thing that's pretty unique about content creating. Like that's why like vlogging on the surface is a pretty ingenious business model because like shit happens to everybody like every day.
Yeah.
So like you never, as long as people are willing to watch you live your life, you never technically run out of content. You just have to find a way to spin it to make it entertaining.
It depends though, because like I feel like I don't have a very interesting life at all. I feel like
that's what you think though.
Would beg to differ.
Day in, day out, I do the same thing. I go to the black site, I come home, and then I like eat food.
Yeah, but
and
maybe somebody wants to watch
you know?
that and relate to your lifestyle compared to theirs, because that's what a lot of this is.
Maybe in 2014, sure, but I'm gonna be honest. Today, no. There's way too much saturation. You gotta be different.
Oversaturated.
Yeah, you gotta be
unique.
You gotta be doing things. And sure, I mean there is something with that. Like if you're trying to be a content creator and you like say a vlogger specifically, and you try to like excite your life by doing all these different things, there is that benefit of you're actually experiencing more things. You are actively making your life more interesting.
Yeah,
but. For the sake of content, but that also has the possibility to weigh on your mental health after a while, and that's why I feel like we've seen so many like content creators like take breaks or even stop like altogether just because like they're just simply burnt out.
They're just burnt out. They haven't got to. They've had to play this character for like how fucking.
I get
long,
the hardest thing is coming up with new ideas.
Yeah. Well, especially like streamers too. I can't.
Yeah.
Imagine.
How do you
like,
change that up?
You're live. Like you can't just
fuck up live streaming at all.
No, you can't. And like props to those people.
I mean, you can, but there's no room for. What am I trying to say? There's no room for a second chance after you.
It depends on your fame level. I mean, PewDiePie said the N-word on a bridge, and he's still fine.
Yeah, he's still up there.
Yeah,
I have not seen him in my recommendations feed though.
He posts completely different content these days. He just posts like Japan vlogs, and it's like very like what's the word, like sparse. Like he doesn't upload that much.
Quality over quantity, hopefully.
Yeah. Well,
hopefully
PewDiePie is literally the definition of I finished the main quest years ago and I'm just playing the side missions. And like, because he does not have to keep posting videos. He could stop
set
that
for life.
Yeah, he's set for life.
He could disappear if he
but
really
he
wanted
chooses to still upload videos because he still finds it fun. He doesn't do any of that edgy content that he used to. He doesn't put a whole lot of effort into it. There. He just does these simple things of his happy life.
Right.
Just because he wants to still share it with us. But he has said before, it's like, as soon as I don't enjoy it, I'm done. So like, I'm grateful that he's still here.
Why would you want to do something if you don't want to do it?
100%.
I mean, yeah, sure, there's things you have to do that you don't want to do.
I think a big thing is a lot of people, it's just a struggle with, do I really want to do this, or is it just hard and that's scary?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Like, take, for instance, this podcast. We have to do this to get to where we want to.
Sure.
Or maybe we'll find something new along the way.
But we won't know unless we try.
Exactly.
As hard as this is, as hard as it's taken us three months to get here. Yep. And who knows?
Look where we're going to be in another 3 months, though.
Sure. Like who knows when this episode will be released? It'll probably be a little bit still. But like, actually putting in this work and actually getting, a product out there, finishing it, if you will. Even if this podcast goes nowhere, even if we stop after fucking 15 episodes, like that's still 15 episodes we can throw in all of our portfolios.
Right.
But, we did this
experience.
Yeah.
That's that's like, because I didn't know like, I thought I'd watch podcasts, but like I didn't know shit about pod mics. Oh shit, see, but, yeah, I didn't know shit about shit.
You're good.
Until I linked up with this guy.
Sure.
So
Me too.
like whether this podcast goes nowhere or whatever, this is still experience that we're all gaining from from just being here.
I had partial experience, somewhat, not as much as him though. You blow me out of the water.
Do I see? You show me all of like your old like little film things that you've done, like with like your friends and stuff, and like in my head I'm like, damn, he did a lot more than I ever did. But
your creativity with it is a lot better. Like,
think so?
I have the drive to do it. You have the creative mind behind it, and Zavier,
persistence, I guess, too, huh?
What? I'm not trying to single you out.
Here.
No, you add fuel to the fire.
That works.
Yeah,
that works. That works, I guess.
You just said you didn't know anything about like media or recording or anything.
Wait. Okay. Let me clarify. I did not know anything about social media.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like, when it comes to art as a form, that's like my whole forte. Like, it's like when it comes to art that people are eventually going to have their eyes on, I definitely know how that works.
Yeah.
Let me change this up. Delsin is more of a attention to detail, I would say. And Zavier is creative too. You guys are both creative. I'm trying to put you guys in all your little spots.
Yeah, like our spot.
If anything, I'm just here.
See, but I feel like we said earlier, like you're the stand-in in the audience for those who don't know exactly what they want to do yet, but they know they don't want to be 9-to-5ers their whole life.
Yeah.
You know, and college isn't for everyone.
Right. College is definitely not for anybody nowadays. Unless you were trying to be a doctor or someone that can help
fields that you have to go to college.
Exactly.
For,
yeah.
I mean, I tried to go to college.
There's a lot of people that just go to college because their parents wanted them to.
I did a semester. I did a semester at like a tech school right before COVID hit, and when COVID did hit, it turned all of it online. And like, I don't know if I have like ADD, ADHD, or whatever. Like, I could not focus with it being online. I have to be in the classroom.
Yeah.
Because if I'm working on it on my computer, my personal computer, like I have games, I have like the internet, I have YouTube, I have no one
there.
I have no one watching me to keep me on track. So I just couldn't do it. And I always struggled with school. Just, like, I was never like the best student. Like, I had horrible.
Camera died.
Xavier's decided to steal my look, but he definitely pulls it off just as well as me. We're both equally as sexy. Okay, I wasn't gonna diss on you, dude. I wasn't.
No, that's all right. I was just gonna show you a picture of me like from like way back in the day when I first bought these glasses, like a long time before I met you.
Really? Well, dude, I bought these glasses a long time before I met you as well.
Couldn't be that long. You're still 4 months younger than me,
bro.
I came out the womb wearing these joints.
All right, dude.
And plus, I doubt you've ever been told you look like Prince.
No, I'm not. I don't think I have anything going for me on that. I don't got the facial structure. I don't got any of that.
It's W's like that.
Yeah, but I bet you've never been told you look like Johnny Depp. So,
well, I share his birthday, so.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I have a birthday with him, but
when's your birthday? July 8th. 9th. Fuck. That was so close.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's all good. I have the same birthday as Dwight D. Eisenhower. You guys can open the history books and figure that one out.
Square. Is that like literally the best year? Is that like the
really?
Is that the biggest name associated with your birthday?
That's the one I've always seen.
Keegan, we'll start with you since I feel like you kind of like mulled over the question the least. But I asked you. Okay. Why do you think it is that we're seeing a resurgence in basically nostalgia-based content? Like everything is kind of like, have you noticed how like there's a revamp for everything or like a continuation after all these years and all that of like a bunch of TV shows?
I think people don't want to forget.
How do you mean?
Okay.
How do you mean?
I think that people like, yeah, this whatever happened
Yeah.
with
Sure.
whatever, and 10 years goes by, and we don't want to forget that happened. So I think that's why it's always brought back.
Okay. Yeah.
But do
sure.
you think that really justifies like a remake too? Because like that's kind of what he's talking about too, like all these reboots and stuff too.
No, I definitely agree with him, but I'm
Sure.
gonna let you speak on it first because
Okay.
I definitely have like a huge tangent based off what you
Okay,
just told
so
me.
is that all you had to say?
Yeah, for the most part. For now.
I do think keeping it relevant is a very good point, but
Sure.
it depends because there's a lot of things that they will remake. Like I get some things like say like the old like Disney films that like they're originally all from like what like the 60s. Obviously they don't age the best, and so I get the reason.
So they gotta get like refreshed every 20,
Yeah, I
30
get
years.
To match like the same generation, remaking it for kids today so they can relate because they're not gonna want to watch the original like Snow White because it's boring. It's like hot take, sure, but like there are some things it depends with like how long it's been too. Like say this is like a video game example. They just remade the first The Last of Us game.
They remade it?
Yeah. They remade
Already?
it for the same engine as The Last of Us 2. And they didn't need to. The game came out less than 10 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say it hadn't been that long.
Came out in July of 2013. This year will be its 10-year anniversary, and last September they released a full remake for it. And I hear that there's rumors that there's going to be a remake of Horizon Zero Dawn as well, and that came out in 2017.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that that's like an obvious cash grab. Sure.
There's plenty of those.
It might be a better way to play the game.
It intrigues people. It
might be a better way to play the game, but in my opinion, it's money not well spent. It's like, well, why'd you put all that money into it? Like, it might be the best way to play that game, but it's not even like it's that outdated. You know, like I'd rather you put that money towards a sequel or a new IP.
Or like into a new idea. With
Yeah,
like the same studio, perhaps.
Sure. Yeah.
Or maybe they have it to where, let's say, like a video game, like Modern Warfare.
Sure.
Yep. Prime example.
So, I don't know when the game was released at first, but it was probably over 10 years ago.
The first one?
First Modern Warfare?
The first Modern Warfare or the first Modern Warfare 2?
The 2.
2009.
2009, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now we have the company that made it, I forgot,
Infinity Ward is the Modern Warfare one.
So Infinity Ward took that and was like, okay, we have this many people that love this game. How can we make the same game but up everything else on it because there's new consoles and stuff out?
Yeah.
Sure.
People want that same game. May not be exactly the same, but it's the name. You know what I mean? I'm playing Modern Warfare 2.
And no, I see what you mean. That's where there's a difference between a remaster and a remake. So they remastered the original MW2, the campaign, like I think like in 2020. So you can play the original game just like on high resolution and like it runs way better.
They should have just left it at that.
They should have. Now this new game, the one that everyone's playing, Modern Warfare 2, right? But it's Roman numeral 2 now.
Ooh.
This, it's not even the same game. Not even close. It has the same name and it has the same characters, sure, new characters. It's 100% a reboot. And don't get me wrong, it's still good. I enjoy it. It's different. It's a different take, but I think it was unnecessary.
They literally could have called it anything.
They literally could have. Well, and like they're literally like, say I completed the campaign recently.
Sure.
And like they like were like teasing things like obviously for the third Modern Warfare leading up to this like character, that was in the original MW3.
Sure.
It's still like about the same thing, just like in a more roundabout way. Because like the 2019 Modern Warfare and this Modern Warfare, it was kind of like different in terms of like, what it's about, but it's all leading up to like about the same person that they finally name dropped, and it'll be interesting to see how they do it. And I enjoyed them, don't get me wrong, but I don't see why they needed to reboot it. I mean, I think it's the best gameplay that they've ever done. It's like the engine and like just the fluidity is just revolutionary.
Sure.
But like, why does it have to be Modern Warfare? Like,
It really doesn't.
Like, I get that we want boots on the ground and all the futuristic shit people were tired of, but like, I don't know, it could be anything else. You could name it something else. I mean, I guess Modern Warfare it's in the modern time. I guess it makes sense, but like they already had that name. I don't know.
Yeah, they could have just been like an actual sequel as opposed to a reboot. Like
right.
This could have been Modern Warfare 4 because Modern Warfare means like warfare of 2022 modern.
Yeah.
Whereas like, or 23. Wow. 23, sorry. Fucking, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, that meant something completely different back in 2009.
Oh yeah. Because like, it's weird. I don't know. And like shying away from like video games and stuff too. Like, say like, I guess what you were saying with like nostalgia culture as well. Like, the 80s is huge. It has been like with Stranger Things, like music too, like the Weeknd's album, like heavily synth based. It brings people back to a time that a lot of us aren't even old enough to remember.
None of us even
we weren't even here.
Yeah, I didn't exist. I wasn't even a twinkle in the eye of my father in the 80s. You know what I mean? Like, and I can barely say I was born in the 90s. Like I didn't grow up in the 90s. I was born in the last like 3 months, Yeah. And it's I'm still nostalgic for like things back then, sure, but it's I don't know. I guess I don't know really where I'm going with that. But it's
but
I guess a word out of your book of obscure sorrows.
Okay, so based on what you just said to me, there's like 2 words that could match because there is the word for nostalgia for something you've never lived.
Okay.
Which I'd have to find that one. I forgot what that one was. But fucking, what was the other point you were just trying to make?
The other word the word I was going to say was the Valmodian.
Yes.
Valmodian. It's pretty much the fear that there is no more original ideas.
Yes. It would be pronounced, I think they said it is this is a Swedish word. You ready for this one? Vemodelen. The fear that originality is no longer possible.
And maybe that's why we keep rebooting these things, because everything's been done. Especially with the internet. Everything
we have access to more.
We have a window to the best of the best. We can see all of these ideas.
Pretty much.
And do you guys think that like that puts a lot of pressure on us as like individual like creators in a way too?
Yes and no. I think it entirely depends on how you look at it. Like finding a niche is probably harder than it's ever been because like you see somebody in almost every niche that you can think of. But like at the same time, it also helps you realize that like people have been in those niches forever.
Sure.
You just have to put your own spin on it.
Yeah. Can you do it better, or can you exist in the same sphere?
Or can you?
Is it too is that niche too saturated? You know?
Yeah. Literally. Like if you're going into a niche that's too saturated, you're gonna have to be like too over the top to make a name for yourself. Yeah. Whereas if you just kind of work in the pocket that is you, because I can guarantee you there is only one you.
Yeah.
Usually I feel like you have a better chance.
Think so?
Just being original, to be honest. Like just being true to oneself.
That's the thing.
Does it matter?
Ooh.
Okay. So sorry about that. I was about to get passionate. Okay. Basically, to boil it down to like so as not to be too speechy or whatever.
Yeah.
I would say originality just means it's coming from you. Even if you have like say you and Keegan had like very similar upbringings.
Yeah.
You could write the same story and would have your distinctive fingerprint on it, if that makes sense. As long as you were being true to yourself. Yeah. As opposed to like just what you think people would want to hear. Because if you keep it to the highlights of your life, your stories will come out exactly the same.
Yeah.
if you lived like the same life, but your own personality and your own neuroses, all like whatever makes you, as long as you keep that in your content, it'll at least be original.
I guess something I struggle with is like, say, for music making specifically, I'll have this idea and I'll start like producing it, and then I just can't shake the feeling of like, well, I feel like I've heard this before. Like, this feels really good. It came from me. And I guess my fear is like, how do I know that I'm not subconsciously just stealing an idea of something I've seen in the past, not realizing it? Because I'll be halfway through something and be like, shit, I know what this sounds like. This sounds like this. Fuck, this is like damn near like exactly this.
Sure, but what are we but us? What is every person but a collection of experiences?
Fair point.
Like you could say,
I guess it's all about what perspective you can spin on it.
Yeah, like your own unique perspective.
Sure.
Like you could make your nose an album cover, and in the back of your head you would be like, "Am I stealing this from my dad?" Because that's his nose. But because you used it the way you used it, that's still your art, even though you are just kind of like, we're all just like a sum of our parts. So like, perhaps that was a bit too abstracted.
No, I see what you mean. That's, I guess, it comes back to the fear of just like, like at least putting, like, you gotta put yourself out there, and like.
You have to know who you are to do that.
That's true.
And I think that's the hardest part, honestly, is like people, when you struggle with like originality, it's because you don't, I feel like at the end of the day, it's because you don't know for sure if you are your own person, or if you're just like a collection of the people around you.
Do you ever sometimes feel like you don't have enough life experience to be creative enough?
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. If you haven't gone through or done anything in your life, let's say, you're not going to have a story for anything.
Yeah.
Let's, like, somebody starts talking about a topic.
Sure.
You're not going to be able to relate to it, so you have no input on it because you haven't done anything. Or I think that you need to go through life experiences in order to make something of yourself. Because if you don't, then who are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
let's compare somebody that has gone to work every single day for 10 years or however long, compared to somebody that just sits at home every day, does the same exact thing every day. They haven't done anything new. But
well, in a sense, if you're going to work every day, you're doing the same thing.
But you're talking to people. Let's say this person doesn't talk, that's something new.
What if you're not, though? What if your job doesn't involve that?
Then it would be the same thing.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Well, I think a lot of people, and that's like that's our issue. We don't want to be confined to these 9-to-5 jobs because your life becomes so like gritty and just boring. But like you don't experience.
It's not a bad thing to have a 9-to-5 job either. We're kind of teaching ourselves to be like, all right, it's not okay to have a job.
Discipline and structure, sure.
It's about what you're doing and what you want to do.
Okay, well, I experienced like 6 months of not like working a traditional job. I was living off some savings, trying to make some sort of content that would, I guess in a sense have me make it so I can make money. And and I learned from that experience of shit, it'd feel a lot better if I was, successful in making money, and there was a lot of like mental, health issues that went along with that, but the freedom I had was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I could decide when I wanted to work as long as I had like loose deadlines, make sure I had things out when they were supposed to be. But if a friend or whatever asked me, you want to go do this? Yeah, I'm available all the time.
Yep.
See, that's the kind of lifestyle you want to live.
And my brain was just so free of a lot of things.
Right. You had the time.
And it taught me that I was unfortunately, not successful in my my journey there. That's why I'm here trying to continue that, not let failure stop me, because you got to fail before you can succeed.
Sure.
People that just succeed on their first try, their ego gets inflated.
Yes,
they're more likely to fuck up. They're more likely to not understand.
Because they've never been humbled. I mean, if you're just gonna give,
they're like too narcissistic.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, this can happen to me. Why can't it happen to you?
Try
You must
dude.
suck.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
No, bro, you got lucky.
Right.
You know, you blew up on TikTok, you know. And I guess the point I'm trying to make is I had a taste of that, and I'm trying to claw my way back to that.
Okay.
And trying to just play the long game so I can keep that for more than 6 months, you know. And I feel like that's, you know, something that we're all kind of working towards.
For sure.
You know, sure, you'll still have your work that you're passionate about, but it's what you want to do. It's not working at a CIA black site, you know what I mean? It's not doing bogus things for a living just to pay your goddamn rent. No, you're making enough money to where you don't have to think about money, and you're just doing what you love. And if you need a break, you can take that. You've afforded that liberty. And
for as long as you want, too. I mean,
for as long as you want. And I guess
you owe nothing to anybody.
Yeah.
That's what we were raised on. That was like the American dream we were raised on.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we saw it a lot of times.
Sure.
Like we saw it, we only saw it in the music videos, but that's what we always strived for. Like that's what we were always told was like that's the dream.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Like financial freedom and stuff like that.
Financial freedom.
And I guess that is the overall point of Playin By Ear. You know, we're just 3 guys from different backgrounds on a journey to get to that point. You know, and you know, it may not work. It might work. What we've tried might work for you. It might not. Share your experiences in the comments with us, and give us tips on you know what has worked for you or what hasn't worked for you, and we can reflect on them. You know, maybe this is a group effort. It's not just the 3 of us.
Yeah,
you know, it's all of us.
It's everybody. It's us 3 and you watching.
Yeah. And if
say something in the comments. We want to read it. We want the feedback. We want to hear your stories. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
I think it'd be good to go back and read through some people's stories on this podcast.
Yeah, 100%. Unless you guys had anything else to say, I think that's a really good note to end on.
I think so.
I agree. I'm excited to see where this takes us, and hopefully it takes us somewhere. I mean, we're not expecting it to go anywhere dramatically right away.
Yeah.
I mean, but who knows?
Who
knows? We're playing it by ear.
I'm here for the ride.
We're playing it by ear.
All right.